Welcome, curious minds, to the Urban Herald. We're your dedicated guides to the stories really shaping our world, digging deep beyond just the headlines to uncover what truly matters. And today we're embarking on, well, a pretty remarkable journey. It starts with this wide-eyed, sharp-toothed creature, and it ends, believe it or not, with a staggering $40 billion valuation. It's a truly fascinating story, and we, your team here at the Urban Herald, are honestly thrilled to bring you a complete, in-depth, and really rich analysis of this whole phenomenon.
Indeed, it's an extraordinary tale, definitely one that has captivated our attention here at the Urban Herald. We're zeroing in on what people are calling the Labubu Effect. It's this powerful phenomenon that really, in a remarkably short time, has just transformed a quirky little toy into an undeniable global cultural and financial powerhouse. And like you said, this isn't just some fleeting trend. It's a masterclass in modern cultural crossover. And I think a vital reflection of the shifting landscape of what consumers actually want.
Absolutely. I mean, if you've scrolled through your social media feeds lately or even flipped through a magazine and spotted, say, Rihanna or Dua Lipa or Kim Kardashian sporting this tiny, mischievous plush monster, well, you've already seen the tip of this massive iceberg. So our mission today as part of the Urban Herald team is to really unpack how this whimsical monster conquered global pop culture, how it nearly tripled profits for this Chinese toy company, Pop Mart, and maybe most importantly, what all of this means for you. You know, whether you're deeply invested in designer toys or maybe just keenly interested in savvy investments, or even if you're just curious about what truly captivates the modern consumer.
Right. We'll be meticulously exploring its artistic origins, dissecting the revolutionary business model that really fueled its rise, examining the undeniable power of celebrity influence, which we've already touched on, and diving deep into the fascinating psychology behind why people are just so profoundly drawn to collecting these figures. It's quite something. So yeah, let's get ready to become really well informed on a phenomenon that is, frankly, redefining collectible culture and setting entirely new benchmarks for brand success. One, the Labubu Effect, an introduction to a global phenomenon.
Okay, so to really understand the story, we need to start by defining what we mean by the Labubu Effect. Because this isn't just, another fleeting toy craze that grabs attention for 5 minutes and then vanishes, is it? It feels, I don't know, far more profound than that somehow.
You're absolutely right. It's much deeper. The Labubu Effect is this remarkable confluence, this meeting point of several powerful intertwined trends. It's not just about toys, not at all.
Yeah.
It's a really sophisticated interplay of, well, designer toy investment, the undeniable force of celebrity endorsements, as we mentioned, highly effective intellectual property monetization, how they leverage the character, and, maybe most intriguingly, a deep, almost addictive dive into the psychology of blind box collecting. Think of it like a perfect storm, where modern consumer behaviors and clever market strategies just converge to create something, well, pretty unprecedented.
Right. And for so many people around the world, that first undeniable signal that something big was happening, it came from seeing this wide-eyed, sharp-toothed plush creature suddenly appearing as a prominent accessory. And it wasn't hidden away, was it? It was right there, front and center, on the arms of mega celebrities like Rihanna, Dua Lipa, Kim Kardashian, that instantly elevated Labubu beyond just being a toy.
Precisely. That high visibility moment, it just catapulted Labubu onto the global stage. It introduced it to millions who, frankly, might never have encountered designer toys otherwise. And at its core, a lot of its universal appeal seems to stem from its unique look, its aesthetic. It's this quirky, creature-like character, right? Pointed ears, sharp teeth, drawing inspiration from Nordic folklore, but then reimagined, sort of filtered through a distinctively Asian sensibility. And this fusion results in what many people describe as that ugly cute charm, which somehow seems to resonate across all sorts of different cultures. It invites both curiosity and, well, affection.
Let's maybe dive into the numbers for a second, because the financial snapshot of Labubu and Pop Mart is just, well, it's staggering. We're talking about a company whose revenue practically doubled in 2024 alone, hitting nearly $2 billion. I mean, that's impressive just on its own. But then you look at the profit surge, and it becomes almost unbelievable.
The profit surge is, frankly, astronomical. Pop Mart's net profit soared an incredible 397% just in the first half of 2025, landing at a remarkable $659 million. But what's even more compelling, I think, is Labubu's individual contribution to that. This one single franchise, Labubu and the Monsters, now accounts for roughly 23% of Pop Mart's total revenue, generating over $670 million in sales just in those first 6 months of 2025. That level of impact from a single IP, It's almost unheard of in the toy world.
Yeah, to really grasp the scale, just think about this. This whimsical creature from a Chinese toy company is now actually surpassing the sales figures of established American toy lines. You know, icons that have been around for decades, like Barbie and Hot Wheels. That really underlines the monumental shift that's happening in the global toy market.
It really does. And this phenomenon, it transcends the traditional toy market entirely. What we're witnessing here is the emergence of a whole new cultural economy. It's fascinating. It's a space where this idea of cute chaos, these playful, sometimes mischievous characters, can actually rise to the status of luxury symbols. Viral trends aren't just fads anymore. They are actively redefining what a premium collectible truly is. They're creating immense value in really unexpected places. And this speaks volumes, I think, about the shifting landscape of consumer desire and the power of innovative brand building in our digital age, too. From Nordic folklore to a Chinese cultural export, the artistic genesis.
It's truly remarkable, isn't it, to think that this global sensation didn't just spring from some corporate marketing department meeting,
Yeah.
but actually from the quiet imagination of an artist. So let's explore the genesis of Labubu. Let's focus on its visionary creator, Kasing Lung. His personal background seems to offer a really unique insight into his artistic influences, doesn't it?
It really does. Kasing Lung was born in Hong Kong back in 1972, but his formative years, the years that really shaped him, were spent in a very different cultural landscape. At age 7, he emigrated with his family to the Netherlands, where his parents ran a restaurant. And apparently, it was in those quiet hours, often spent alone in his room above the family business, that he found solace and, crucially, inspiration in drawing. This period was just pivotal in shaping his unique artistic vision.
And you can so clearly see his childhood influences echoed in Labubu's design. Lung himself actually shared this quote, he said, "When I was a child, I liked to read storybooks and was influenced by ancient European elf legends. Quote, at that time, there were no game consoles or computers, so I had to draw dolls with a pen, so I had the idea of painting fairy tales since I was a child." That direct quote, it offers such a powerful connection between his early life and the very essence of Labubu.
Absolutely. And that deep immersion in Nordic folklore and European fairy tales was, in hindsight, remarkably prescient. His artistic journey then took him through Belgium, where his talent started getting significant recognition. It actually culminated in him becoming the first Chinese artist ever to receive Belgium's National Illustration Award. So this early international acclaim laid a really crucial foundation for his cross-cultural storytelling approach.
So by 2014, his children's illustration book, Lizzie Will Dancin', had already been translated into multiple languages, and it was selling successfully across both Europe and Asia. So he'd already established a strong artistic reputation. But the real turning point, the moment that truly set the stage for Labubu, was his creation in 2015 of the Monsters series. This series was really a foundational moment, wasn't it, for what would become a defining Chinese cultural export.
Yes, absolutely. The Monster series introduced the character we now know globally as Labubu. The character was initially described as a devilish but cute monster with pointed ears, a charmingly mischievous smile, and very sharp teeth. What's quite intriguing is the name itself, Labubu. Apparently, it doesn't carry a specific pre-assigned meaning. It's simply the sound associated with this fictional elf character that embodies both kindness and mischief. It's a duality that perfectly encapsulates its sort of enigmatic charm.
Interesting. So Labubu was initially produced as these small figurines by a Hong Kong company called How To Work, starting in 2015. And for several years, it remained, well, a beloved but relatively niche collectible, right? Mainly appreciated by a sort of dedicated community. It's kind of incredible to think that this global sensation, with its roots in European fairy tales and an artist's childhood imagination, stayed somewhat under the radar until this truly fateful partnership emerged. And that partnership and the unique business model it brought, that's what really launched Labubu into the stratosphere. 3. Pop Mart's revolutionary business model, the blind box economy.
Right, which brings us to that fateful partnership with Pop Mart in 2019. It feels like Kasing Lung's very personal art found its perfect commercial match. You know, a company ready to just amplify it globally. And Pop Mart wasn't just another toy company, were they? They were pioneers, fundamentally reshaping retail in a way.
Absolutely. Pop Mart, which was founded back in 2010 by Wang Ning, didn't technically invent that concept of a blind box, but they undeniably perfected his retail model. And this wasn't just some simple marketing gimmick. No. It was a meticulously crafted, really sophisticated strategy. They brilliantly combined the inherent psychology of gambling, that thrill of the unknown, with the irresistible allure of collecting. And ultimately, they created this potent FOMO, the fear of missing out marketing strategy that just proved incredibly effective.
Blind box addiction psychology. I mean, that sounds incredibly powerful, almost manipulative even. Can you break down how something that seems so simple on the surface can be so profoundly effective in compelling us to buy?
Yeah, it is deceptively simple, yet profoundly effective.
Yeah.
Because it taps right into fundamental human psychology. When customers buy these sealed boxes, not knowing which specific figure they'll get, researchers, like Dr. Jeff Towson, for instance, identify this mechanism as variable rewards conditioning. Now, unlike a guaranteed reward, where, the excitement, the dopamine hit diminishes over time, variable rewards, where you don't know when or even if you'll get the desired outcome, actually keep the brain's reward system more engaged, much more. It's that constant anticipation, that flicker of hope that triggers powerful dopamine hits. It rapidly forms habits and compels consumers to buy more frequently, much like, the pull of a slot machine or even just refreshing your social media feed hoping for new likes. One researcher even termed it a mild to moderate form of gambling behavior, which really underscores its compelling nature.
Wow. So, okay, this isn't just a random mystery then. It's a meticulously crafted psychological loop designed to keep you coming back for more, almost unconsciously driving that behavior.
Precisely. The thrill of the unknown, the potential discovery of a rare item, it's incredibly compelling for the human brain. But Pop Mart doesn't stop there. They then amplify this psychological loop through things like strategic artificial scarcity, the ubiquitous accessibility making it easy to buy, and powerful social dynamics. These elements all combine to create this ecosystem of desire.
And that artificial scarcity element is really key, right? They create these secret editions within each Labubu series. We're talking about incredibly rare figures, sometimes with odds like 1 in 72, or I've even seen 1 in 144. That's a deliberate strategy, isn't it, to drive intense demand and desirability?
It absolutely is. This artificial scarcity basically transforms each purchase into a mini lottery. And then they make this lottery incredibly accessible through their distinctive RoboShop vending machines. You've probably seen them, these bright yellow automated dispensers. They're strategically placed in shopping centers globally, offering 24/7 access. This constant availability combined with the mystery element further gamifies the whole purchasing experience. It turns a simple transaction into an exciting event.
And I've heard about the keeping up with the Joneses effect playing a pretty significant role here, too. Research into blind box consumer behavior seems to reveal these powerful drivers like comparison psychology and conspicuous consumption. I mean, when your friends or maybe influencers you follow online display those coveted rare variants, it definitely encourages others to buy more frequently. It creates this sort of social pressure to participate.
That's a crucial social dynamic, yes.
Yeah.
The inherent uncertainty principle in this model creates an excitement that traditional retail just can't match. It transforms what might be a solo shopping activity into something communal, competitive, and often very public. The desire to showcase a rare find or simply to complete a collection fuels this continuous purchasing cycle that's deeply rooted in our social impulses. And for you, the listener, it's worth considering. Have you ever felt that irresistible pull, that need to keep trying for that one elusive item? This is exactly the kind of psychological mastery that Pop Mart is tapping into. That desire for completion, for the rare find, it's a profound motivator. 4. The celebrity catalyst. Lisa sparks a global craze.
Okay, so Pop Mart had already built this really robust and successful business in Asia, particularly with their blind box model. But there was this singular moment, wasn't there, back in April 2024 that truly changed everything. It just catapulted Labubu onto the global stage, transforming it from just a regional hit into a genuine international phenomenon. And this moment involved one of the biggest names in pop music today.
You're pinpointing a critical inflection point there, absolutely. Before this specific incident, Labubu enjoyed, considerable popularity across Asia, but it hadn't yet hit that global phenomenon status. Then Lisa from Blackpink, an artist with over 100 million Instagram followers, a true global icon, she posts this seemingly casual photograph. And in the image, a Labubu keychain is visibly dangling from her Louis Vuitton Rainbow Nano Speedy bag. It was, on the surface, a subtle detail, but its impact was anything but subtle.
And the immediate market reaction was just explosive, wasn't it? It spread like wildfire. I remember reading reports that within minutes, Pop Mart stores all across Asia began completely selling out of Labubu products. As one social media analyst put it so vividly, immediately the internet lost its mind. It was an instant, truly viral sensation.
It was an extraordinary, almost textbook demonstration of the sheer power of celebrity endorsement in the digital age. Really quite something to witness. This single seemingly organic post by Lisa initiated this rapid cascade of high-profile adoption. Soon after, we started seeing other global icons, like Rihanna, Dua Lipa, Kim Kardashian, even David Beckham, all being spotted with their own Labubu accessories. It instantly became the must-have in the know item.
Yeah, and what's particularly fascinating about this, I think, is that it wasn't some traditional paid marketing campaign. This created an unprecedented wave of organic celebrity endorsement. These seem to be genuinely adopted by celebrities, integrated into their personal styles, which traditional marketing campaigns, no matter how well-funded, simply couldn't replicate. It felt authentic somehow.
And Lisa's dedication to Labubu went even further than just an accessory. She truly embedded it within cultural expression. She famously wore this custom fuzzy pink Labubu outfit, complete with an elaborate mask and boots, by the designer Brett Allen Nelson during her Deadline World Tour stop in London. This wasn't just a toy anymore. It became part of her artistic expression, part of her personal brand. And that effectively elevated Labubu to the status of a contemporary cultural icon, a character that could stand right alongside her own persona.
Right. This wasn't simply product placement, it was genuine cultural integration. It perfectly demonstrated the immense power of a digital age celebrity influence. It feels like a whole new paradigm for how a brand, especially one with global ambitions, can go from just popular to universally recognized. And the social media amplification that followed must have just been immense, creating its own feedback loop, right?
Absolutely immense. TikTok, for instance, just exploded with content. There are now over 1.7 million posts featuring the hashtag Labubu. And get this, an astounding 32,000 new clips are being added weekly in the US alone. It's staggering. This user-generated content created this powerful self-sustaining cycle. It fostered what marketing experts call a parasocial relationship between fans and the character. Essentially, fans develop this kind of one-sided connection, feeling a personal bond with the character, almost as if they know Labubu. And that connection is significantly amplified by seeing their favorite celebrities embrace it. It bridges that gap between aspiration and accessibility for millions of people. 5. From toy to high fashion and art, Labubu's cultural elevation.
Okay, so Labubu had conquered the celebrity world, created this viral sensation, but it didn't stop there, did it? And here's where this story gets, I think, truly compelling. Labubu began to blur the lines. It transcended its origins as a toy to become intertwined with high fashion and even incredibly high art. This really marks a significant shift, doesn't it, in how luxury and fashion intersect with contemporary pop culture collectibles.
It's a profound cultural moment, absolutely. We saw how designer attention immediately followed, sort of validating Labubu's newfound status. Alessandro Michele, for example, during his time at Valentino, was apparently known to take time amidst busy fittings to create custom outfits for Labubu dolls. Now, this wasn't just some casual gesture. It signaled that fashion insiders were genuinely starting to treat these characters as legitimate fashion accessories, almost like miniature muses or extensions of their own design philosophies.
It's such a powerful illustration of its acceptance. I mean, I even remember seeing photographs of Marc Jacobs himself carrying a Labubu, as if it were a coveted Birkin bag. That's an incredibly potent statement within the fashion world, isn't it? It represents this complete unreserved acceptance into the luxury sphere. It signals a real shift in what's considered a desirable high-status item.
And this cultural elevation wasn't just confined to the runways or street-style photos. It gained unprecedented institutional recognition, too. In July 2024, Labubu achieved a truly monumental milestone. It became the first designer toy brand ever showcased at the Louvre in Paris. Now, this museum collaboration, it wasn't just a publicity stunt. It unequivocally positioned Labubu not merely as a commercial product, but as a cultural artifact, worthy of high art presentation and even academic contemplation. This is such a crucial moment of legitimacy. It signals a fundamental shift in how pop culture collectibles can achieve mainstream artistic recognition and be valued outside of purely commercial metrics.
That is genuinely groundbreaking for a contemporary toy. And naturally, with this kind of prestige,
Yeah.
we've seen these high-value collaborations and, frankly, staggering secondary market premiums emerge. We're talking prestigious partnerships with iconic brands like Balmain, Sakai, Vans, which produced limited editions that fetched truly eye-watering resale values.
Precisely. I mean, to give you a concrete example, a Sakai-designed Labubu figure sold for an incredible $31,250 at auction. Similarly, those limited edition Vans collaboration figures, they regularly fetch over $10,000 on platforms like eBay. As Professor Donika Serafimova from GBSB Global Business School acutely observed, she said, "That's fashion legitimacy." Labubu has blurred the line between toy and statement piece, character brand and wearable IP. Streetwear exclusivity met fine art collectability, and the market responded with astounding valuations. It really demonstrates a new paradigm of value creation.
And this cultural elevation, it isn't just about individual sales figures either. It's actively reshaping luxury retail experiences, isn't it? These items aren't just selling in niche toy stores anymore. They're in the big leagues.
Not at all. We've seen incredible scenes globally. Milan's iconic Renaissance department store, a bastion of luxury, hosted a Labubu pop-up that drew lines quite literally around the block. People queuing for hours. Harrods in London, another emblem of high-end retail, saw collectors queuing for hours, sometimes even overnight, for limited edition releases. Now, these scenes directly mirror the intense hype and fervent demand traditionally reserved for, say, luxury fashion drops or highly anticipated limited edition sneaker releases. And this highlights Labubu's incredibly successful transition from a simple collectible toy to a bona fide luxury lifestyle accessory. It's setting new retail benchmarks. 6. The astounding financial success and industry leadership.
Okay, the financial transformation of Pop Mart through this Labubu effect, it truly stands as one of the most dramatic corporate success stories in recent memory. The sheer scale of the numbers really speaks volumes about the impact of this whole phenomenon.
They absolutely do. And they paint this picture of just extraordinary growth. Pop Mart's market capitalization, its total value, has exploded from under $2 billion back in 2020 to an incredible over $40 billion in 2025. Just let that sink in. $40 billion. And what truly puts this into perspective is that this valuation makes Pop Mart more valuable than traditional toy industry giants. We're talking Mattel, the creator of Barbie, and Sanrio, the company behind Hello Kitty. This remarkable ascent not only sets entirely new benchmarks for collectible toy investment returns, but it also profoundly highlights the incredible value creation potential of innovative intellectual property in the modern economy.
Yeah, that comparison is truly astounding, and the revenue and profit growth figures are just as mind-boggling. Pop Mart's overall revenue increased a staggering 204% year-on-year, reaching 13.88 billion yuan, which is roughly $1.93 billion, just in the first half of 2025 alone. And to put that into context, that's compared to a significant, but much lesser, 62% growth in the same period of 2024. The acceleration is just dramatic.
And the Monsters series, with Labubu right at its forefront, was unquestionably the primary catalyst for this explosive growth. No doubt about it. It generated 4.81 billion yuan, or about $677 million in revenue during that period. That's a staggering 668% increase from the previous year for that specific line. These figures vividly illustrate how viral cultural trends, when they're managed with a shrewd business model and strategic IP development, can translate into truly sustained and exponential business growth. It's rewriting economic expectations.
And all the success has naturally propelled Pop Mart's CEO Wang Ning into, well, the upper echelons of global wealth. His personal fortune has surged from about $1.8 billion in 2024 to an astonishing $22 billion in 2025, which makes him China's youngest member of the top 10 billionaire list at just 37 or 38 years old. And he seems incredibly optimistic about the company's future trajectory, doesn't he?
He is, and you can see why. Wang articulated his vision clearly to analysts, stating, and I quote, "I think for overseas markets we're still very positive, and we also believe there's still very broad space for growth." So that indicates this robust, unwavering confidence in the company's continued international expansion and its global potential. And this optimism is also strongly supported by their international sales figures. Pop Mart's America's revenue, for example, increased by an astounding 1,142%, while their European sales grew by 729% during the same period. Just incredible numbers.
Those are truly astonishing growth rates. I mean, this isn't just about expanding, it's about achieving genuine global market dominance. The company now actually expects international sales to exceed their domestic Chinese sales in 2025, with their North American and Asia-Pacific regions combined projected to match China's entire 2024 revenue. These numbers aren't just impressive, they tell a story of a global juggernaut emerging from the designer toy market, becoming a truly ubiquitous global player. 7. Pop Mart's global expansion strategy, building a toy empire. Right, these incredible financial figures clearly signal Pop Mart's emergence as this global juggernaut transcending its origins in the designer toy market. But how exactly are they achieving such rapid and extensive international reach? It feels like a very carefully orchestrated global rollout, not just some haphazard expansion, isn't it?
Absolutely. Their strategic goal is meticulously defined. It's not just about capitalizing on Labubu's viral success, though that's part of it. It's about building a sustainable, long-term, and deeply ingrained presence in the international toy market. They currently operate about 140 overseas stores, and they're on track to exceed 200 by the end of 2025. And this aggressive expansion includes both traditional brick-and-mortar retail locations and, crucially, the widespread deployment of the company's signature RoboShop vending machines. It's a multifaceted approach to market penetration.
And the United States in particular seems to be a huge priority for them right now. Pop Mart plans for relatively rapid store openings over the next couple of years. They're aiming for roughly 40 stores across America, with another 10 expected just by the end of this year alone. And I've heard these flagship stores in major cities, from Seattle to Miami, are now drawing crowds comparable to what you'd see at an Apple store opening, which indicates a pretty significant cultural footprint already.
That's right. And this strategic focus isn't limited just to the U.S. We recently witnessed the opening of the world's largest Pop Mart store in Bangkok back in August 2025. The event drew such fervent demand that fans actually camped out for limited edition Labubus at the mega Baengyeonnae location. This dedication to creating destination retail experiences is a really key part of their strategy. It makes shopping an event and cultivates a strong community around the brand.
So they're not just saturating existing markets, but actively pushing into entirely new territories as well, reflecting their ambitious go higher, go further mission statement, right?
Exactly. Their expansion roadmap is incredibly ambitious. They plan to open their first Middle Eastern store in Doha, Qatar, in the second half of 2025. While simultaneously exploring significant opportunities in Central Europe, Latin America, and even Russia. This reflects an unyielding vision to become, literally, the world's Poppy Mart. Not just a Chinese company with an international presence, but a truly global enterprise, establishing extensive infrastructure for designer toy distribution and, really, cultural penetration.
And those RoboShop vending machines we talked about earlier, they play an even more innovative and strategic role in this global expansion, don't they? It seems like it's more than just a convenient way to buy a toy.
Much more. These RoboShop vending machines provide an ingenious, low-overhead method for market testing new territories and new product lines. They make collectible toy investment opportunities remarkably accessible to broader consumer segments, people who might not visit a dedicated store. But perhaps most critically, these machines are integrated with cutting-edge AI technologies. They analyze sales data in real time, providing immediate feedback that enables Pop Mart to swiftly adjust production plans and optimize inventory distribution across really diverse cultural contexts. This blend of accessible physical presence and sophisticated data-driven technology is a cornerstone of their success. It highlights a new era of global collectibles distribution and, importantly, understanding consumer behavior on a global scale. 8. The psychology behind the obsession. Why Labubu captivates.
Okay, so we've covered the artistry, the revolutionary business model, the celebrity endorsements, the aggressive global expansion. But let's really try to get to the heart of the matter here. Why Labubu? What is it about these ugly, cute creatures that sparks such intense passion and devotion, that compels adults to willingly spend sometimes thousands on these small, plush toys? There's clearly something deeper at play.
There absolutely is. The Labubu Effect succeeds because it taps into these fundamental psychological drivers that seem to transcend cultural boundaries and appeal to universal human instincts. Academic research into Pop Mart's model has revealed a really sophisticated understanding of consumer behavior psychology. It's establishing new frameworks for understanding the profound motivations behind designer toy investment and collecting. It's a masterclass in psychological engagement.
And that ties back directly to the gambling psychology we touched on earlier, doesn't it? That concept of variable rewards conditioning and that powerful near-miss effect. It feels incredibly deliberate the way it's set up.
It's the very foundation of the blind box addiction psychology. Absolutely deliberate. Each blind box purchase creates this palpable sense of anticipation, right? And that's followed by either the deep satisfaction of acquiring a desired figure or, the slight disappointment of getting a common one. Dr. Jeff Towson, a leading expert in this area, notes that this mechanism triggers the most powerful form of gambling and rewards behavior. And that compelling near miss, that sensation of almost getting a rare figure, is particularly potent. It serves as a powerful reinforcement that encourages immediate repeat purchases, perpetuating those cyclical consumption patterns.
And then you layer the artificial scarcity on top of that. We've talked about FOMO, the fear of missing out. Pop Mart deliberately limits production runs and strategically creates those ultra-rare secret editions.
Precisely. And when this deliberate artificial scarcity is combined with the immense influence of celebrity endorsement and the rapid amplification of social media, it creates this intense, almost irresistible FOMO. This powerful emotional trigger drives impulsive purchases as consumers fear missing out on a limited opportunity or a coveted item. As one retail analyst aptly observed, online restocks sold out in seconds and the busyness of physical stores turned shopping into an event. This transforms a simple purchase into a significant shared cultural experience, almost a race against time and other collectors.
But beyond just the thrill of the chase and the scarcity, there's something deeply emotional about Labubu's distinctive, ugly, cute aesthetic too, isn't there? It seems to resonate on a more personal, almost nurturing level.
It absolutely does. Labubu's ugly, cute design expertly appeals to what psychologists refer to as Kinderschema or baby schema. This is a collection of features like large eyes, a rounded head, soft features that instinctively triggers nurturing instincts and feelings of protectiveness in humans. We're sort of hardwired for it. Beyond that, the character's inherently mischievous yet charming expression allows collectors to project their own personality traits, their desires, or even their alter egos onto the toy. This phenomenon is termed symbolic consumption by researchers. The toy comes to represent identity and self-expression, rather than just mere utility.
That's a really powerful insight. And the creator, Kasing Lung, even offered this profound statement himself. He said, "Some things I wanted to do but didn't dare to do, I let Labubu do." Wow, that's a truly powerful testament to the projection of personality and that deep emotional enmeshment.
It perfectly articulates that deep emotional resonance. And this explains why collectors develop such intense, almost personal attachments to their figures. This profound connection justifies the premium pricing and fosters a unique form of personal connection that transcends simple ownership. It's about more than just owning a toy. It's about owning a piece of a shared cultural experience, a projected self, and a tangible representation of their own emotional landscape. It's quite complex. 9. The secondary market. Investment or speculation.
Okay, so with all this incredible hype, the deliberate scarcity, the cultural cachet, it's really no surprise that a truly robust secondary market has emerged for Labubu figures. But what does that mean for you, our discerning listener, who might be looking at Labubu not just as a collectible, but maybe as a potential financial instrument, a form of alternative investment?
It's a very pertinent question right now. What we've observed is that limited edition Labubu figures regularly sell for, say, 5 to 10 times their initial retail price on the secondary market, sometimes much more. The most exclusive variants reach these extraordinary valuations that truly rival traditional luxury goods, even fine art in some cases. To give you some concrete examples again, a rare Vans collaboration Labubu, a highly sought-after piece, sold for an astonishing $10,585 on eBay, and an incredibly rare life-size version. It fetched over $150,000 at a Beijing auction. These are not insignificant sums by any measure. We're talking serious money.
Yeah, those figures are genuinely staggering for what originated as, well, a toy. Collectibles expert Laurie Verderam predicts that Labubu's distinctive appearance and widespread appeal will ensure they remain valuable collectibles for years to come. And Alex Fung from Golden Auctions suggests that early editions and those celebrity-endorsed variants are particularly likely to retain and potentially even increase in value. So there appears to be a clear, albeit maybe nuanced, investment thesis developing around Labubu.
Indeed, the investment thesis seems to be built upon several pillars. Firstly, there's the genuine scarcity created by Pop Mart's highly controlled supply model, which ensures that demand often outstrips availability. That's crucial. Secondly, there's sustained cultural relevance, which is fueled by aggressive overseas expansion and strategic collaborations, helps maintain desirability. And finally, the ongoing marketing value derived from that organic celebrity endorsement, without direct investment from Pop Mart, provides continuous exposure and reinforces its premium status. These factors collectively contribute to sustained demand and, yes, the potential for significant appreciation in value over time.
However, like any burgeoning market, especially one this hot, this isn't without its warnings or its inherent risks. There are clear speculative risks and potential for volatility that any potential investor really needs to be aware of, aren't there?
Absolutely, and this raises that important question. Are we looking at a stable investment opportunity here, or something more akin to speculation? The collectibles market, historically, has a pattern of experiencing these boom and bust cycles. We've seen it before with other collectibles. For instance, resale prices for some of the less rare Labubu figures, the more common ones, actually dropped approximately 30% in China in 2023. Now, this could be a signal of a blind box bubble, perhaps beginning to cool in certain segments, or maybe just market correction. Furthermore, the inherent nature of pop culture means that shifting consumer interest is always a possibility. New character lines, like Pop Mart's own Skull Panda, for example, could potentially divert collector attention and investment away from Labubu.
And market data platforms seem to corroborate this volatility, don't they? Like, IBGE reports that Labubu is searched hundreds of times every hour, which indicates sustained interest. Yet, StockX, another key platform, while reporting average premiums of around 23%, specifically notes significant price volatility for many of the individual figures. It's not a smooth ride-up.
This variability is crucial for our listeners to understand. For you, considering this market demands careful timing and a thorough risk assessment. Much like any other speculative investment, really. It's not a guaranteed return. And understanding both the potential rewards and the significant risks is paramount before making any purchasing decisions purely for investment purposes. Diligence is absolutely key here. 10. Industry impact and evolution, reshaping the collectibles landscape.
So the Labubu Effect has extended far beyond just Pop Mart's incredible success story. It seems to have fundamentally transformed the designer toy industry itself. This feels like it's about a monumental reshaping of the entire collectibles landscape, a true paradigm shift even.
It is indeed. The global art toy market was valued at a significant $3.12 billion in 2024. And driven largely by phenomena like Labubu, it is projected to more than double, reaching an astounding $6.45 billion by 2033. Labubu's explosive success is a major catalyst for this growth, no question. It powerfully demonstrates how innovative intellectual property can generate scalable cultural brand equity, effectively challenging and maybe even redefining traditional luxury branding models that have existed for decades, if not centuries.
And this ripple effect extends beyond just designer toys, doesn't it? It's impacting the broader toy collectibles market as a whole. That market reached $26.4 billion in 2024 and is projected to surge to $48.9 billion by 2034. Huge numbers. And within this larger ecosystem, designer toys stand out as the fastest growing segment, largely fueled, it seems, by a burgeoning demographic of adult collectors who are actively seeking unique, one-of-a-kind pieces that resonate on a personal level.
And what's truly astonishing, and something we here at the Urban Herald have been tracking really closely, is Labubu's unprecedented media impact value. According to Launch Metrics, a leader in brand performance metrics, they estimate that Labubu generated an estimated $6.2 billion in media impact value, surpassing global cultural events like the Met Gala, major fashion weeks, and even the prestigious Cannes Film Festival, unquote. Now, this extraordinary media value unequivocally demonstrates how successful character IP, when it's cultivated and amplified effectively, can achieve a level of cultural influence typically reserved for major entertainment properties or global luxury brands. It's playing in that league now.
That's an absolutely huge statement about its cultural penetration and influence. And it's not just new, agile players who are paying attention either. This kind of disruptive success is forcing the traditional toy giants, like Mattel and Hasbro, to sit up and take notice. They are now actively studying Pop Mart's innovative approaches, aren't they? From their blind box psychology to their highly effective celebrity endorsement strategies.
This represents a seismic shift within the industry. It fundamentally alters how these long-established industry giants perceive and pursue innovation in the collectible space. Pop Mart's success has unequivocally validated the blind box retail model as legitimate and highly effective, not just within Asian markets, but globally. And this influence is now permeating international toy market expansion strategies across the entire industry. They're essentially writing a new playbook for global success and intellectual property monetization. It's a profound shift that will definitely shape the future of toys and collectibles for years to come. 11. Future outlook, sustainability, evolution, and challenges.
Okay, so as we look towards the future, how does Pop Mart sustain this incredible Labubu effect? Viral sensations, by their very nature, can sometimes be fleeting, can't they? What's the key to ensuring Labubu's long-term longevity and continued relevance in the market?
Well, the key to longevity, I think, will be the strategic evolution of the character beyond its initial viral success. This involves a really delicate balancing act, maintaining its inherent scarcity and cultural relevance while at the same time expanding its universe. CEO Wang Ning's vision seems crystal clear here. He has stated that Labubu's value has only just begun, emphasizing a long-term IP development strategy over any short-term profit maximization. So that suggests a deeply strategic approach to building an enduring global brand, not just cashing in quickly.
And part of that long-term vision, which is fascinating, involves significant content expansion, effectively building an entire universe around Labubu, much like other hugely successful intellectual properties have done, like Lego or Disney.
Precisely. Pop Mart has, actually rather quietly, launched its own film studio, and they've already registered scripts for Season 1 of an animated series titled Labubu and Friends. Now, this cross-platform approach, moving into animated content, directly mirrors the highly successful IP development models employed by those global giants you mentioned, Lego, Disney, Sanrio. It clearly demonstrates their acute understanding of storytelling's paramount role in sustaining character relevance. and cultivating deeper, more enduring emotional connections with audiences worldwide. They're playing the long game.
Their accelerated international ambitions are also a massive component of this future trajectory, right? With overseas revenue expected to exceed domestic Chinese sales in 2025, and that continued strong growth in North America and emerging markets. It's clear they envision a truly global footprint for Labubu and Pop Mart.
And if we step back and look at the broader implications, their plans seem to extend even further. There's talk, or at least indications, of envisioning theme parks and immersive entertainment venues down the line. This suggests Labubu's being positioned as the foundational cornerstone for a much larger cultural presence, transforming Pop Mart into a broader entertainment ecosystem, potentially. They seem to be actively seeking to establish new models for how Asian toy brands can not only achieve, but also sustain lasting cultural institutions globally.
However, it's probably not all smooth sailing on this ambitious journey. There are certainly looming challenges and potential roadblocks that could significantly impact Pop Mart's trajectory and the long-term viability of the Labubu phenomenon.
Yes, and this raises important questions about sustainability and the regulatory landscapes they operate in. Regulatory scrutiny of blind box sales has, for instance, intensified across both China and Japan recently. Authorities in these regions are increasingly drawing parallels to gambling, particularly concerning sales to minors. And they're exploring measures that could potentially restrict some of the very blind box addiction psychology mechanisms that currently drive so much of Pop Mart's success. That's a real risk. Beyond that, the sheer volume of counterfeit products poses an ongoing and significant risk to brand integrity and perceived value. That requires constant and costly intellectual property enforcement across multiple international markets.
And with their rapidly increasing production and global reach, sustainability concerns are also likely becoming a more prominent and pressing issue.
Indeed. Pop Mart faces mounting pressure, particularly in Western markets where consumers are often more focused on this, to adopt more sustainable production practices and to actively address the environmental impact of its disposable packaging, which is pretty inherent in the blind box model. Balancing this explosive growth of these ethical and environmental responsibilities will be absolutely crucial for the long-term viability, especially in markets where consumer purchasing decisions are increasingly influenced by a brand's commitment to sustainability and ethical practices. It's a challenge they'll definitely need to navigate carefully.
Wow. What an incredible journey we've taken today. From a cherished childhood drawing inspired by European folklore to a truly global powerhouse that's dominating pop culture right now. The Labubu Effect really represents far more than just a successful toy, doesn't it? It's this compelling testament to the dynamic intersection of artistic creativity, the undeniable power of celebrity influence, the rapid amplification of social media, and a sophisticated, almost masterful understanding of consumer psychology. It's a story we here at the Urban Herald have been absolutely fascinated to uncover for you.
It truly is. Pop Mart's remarkable journey, from that small Beijing toy shop to a $40 billion market capitalization.
Yeah.
It provides a compelling blueprint for modern brand building. It really does. It vividly demonstrates how a deep understanding of things like blind box addiction psychology and strategic leveraging of viral social media trends can create sustained competitive advantages. And it offers crucial lessons, I think, for businesses far beyond just the toy industry, from innovative scarcity marketing techniques to ambitious global expansion planning.
Yeah, and culturally, Labubu has undeniably reshaped our understanding of luxury consumption. It's proven pretty conclusively that cute chaos can achieve the same intense cultural attention and market value as traditional, long-established high-end brands. Its groundbreaking appearance at the Louvre, those prestigious collaborations with houses like Valentino, they boldly signal a kind of democratization of luxury, actively challenging and redefining traditional fashion industry hierarchies.
And the fact that Labubu's appeal now spans such a wide range, from Thai royalty to American teenagers, from discerning Milanese fashion editors to passionate Hong Kong collectors, that speaks volumes about its universal resonance. It has, quite remarkably, achieved genuine global cultural relevance, which is an incredibly rare feat for any character or brand in today's diverse marketplace.
So, for you, our discerning listener, here's maybe a thought to mull over as we conclude this deep dive. As Pop Mart CEO Wang Ning vigorously pursues his vision of creating the world's Pop Mart, the ultimate test will surely be whether Labubu can successfully evolve. Evolve from a viral sensation into an enduring cultural institution, maintaining its unique charm and market position. And perhaps, on a more personal level, How might your own collecting habits, whether it's in fashion, gadgets, art, whatever, how might they be subtly influenced by the Labubu effect at play in other aspects of your life, maybe even without you fully realizing it?
We sincerely hope this deep dive into the Labubu effect has offered you a fresh perspective, illuminated some fascinating insights, and perhaps even sparked a new curiosity about the intricate forces shaping our global culture and economy today.
Thank you so much for joining us on this insightful deep dive here at the Urban Herald. For more in-depth analysis and compelling stories that really get to the heart of what's happening in our world, be sure to explore more from our dedicated team at the Urban Herald website and app. Until next time, keep digging deeper.